past many places of interest, and what we do have on board is a computer that points them all out in a very boring way. And generally on our boat, we don't like to use it. We get better feedback when we do the commentaries live. Is that okay with you? Would you like a live commentary instead?
Yeah.
All in favour say aye?
Aye.
Great. I said it earlier on, it's just lovely to see people again. Say we've been dead for the last 2 years on these boats, and to have like the numbers that we got today, really, really good. As I say, I'll point the buildings out for you folks. Bear in mind, I'm only a member of crew. I'm not a guide, so don't expect too much, but I'll do my best. Now Tower Bridge, the first point of interest, opened in 1894, designed by Sir John Wolfe-Barry. Tower Bridge will open 364 days a year. There's only one day of the year when Tower Bridge will not open. Most people, they think Christmas Day or the Queen's birthday, New Year's Eve, and it'll open on all of those days. The only day of the year, ladies and gentlemen, that Tower Bridge will not open is the day of the London Marathon. And that's because 40,000 marathon runners, they run across the bridge. So they can't open it. I think they should. I think it'd make that race a bit more interesting, don't you? So as we turn the boat around, on the left-hand side, we have the round glass building, and that's the Mayor of London's office, Sadiq Khan. That's where he works every day. Although I don't know how much work he does, but that's his office on the left. Now we have the warship coming up on the left-hand side, HMS Belfast, built in the same shipyard as the Titanic, the ill-fated ship. And she last saw action throughout the Korean campaign. That's where she last fired her guns in anger. And there are 6 guns at the back and 6 at the front, each of which can fire a 100-weight shell, 14 landmarks. So a very powerful ship in her day. Permanently moored in London today, an extension on the Imperial War Museum. Now we look to the right-hand side, behind the tree, see the white building with the black chimneys on the top. Waterguard House. And this is the home to our customs and excise, which means that anything that's confiscated from you at our airports, if you bring in too much alcohol, too many cigarettes or any drugs, they are taken to this building. They are then put into a large incinerator and disposed of, apparently. That's what they tell us, eh? I've lived in London for 30 years. I've never seen a puff of smoke come out of those chimneys, but I know someone who works in that building, and he tells me that the Christmas parties are phenomenal. That's just what they say. And we have the tallest building in Western Europe, up to the left, the Shard of Glass, and it stands at over 1,000 feet high. Inside the Shard, a 6-star hotel, bars, restaurants, offices, apartments. And the building was designed by an Italian architect, Renzo Piano, his name. They gave him the penthouse apartment for designing that building. He then sold it for £48 million, which isn't bad, eh? £48 million for drawing a triangle. Now the bridge that we're approaching, this is the world famous London Bridge, and it's not as exciting as it sounds, commonly mistaken for Tower Bridge behind us. And this is the 5th London Bridge to stand here in 2,000 years. The first one was wooden, built by the Romans, and it burnt down. And as I'm sure you know from the nursery rhyme, the song, most of the others, they fell down. All but one, the 4th London Bridge. It's in America today. We sold it in the 70s to a businessman called Robert McCulloch, and he shipped it back to the US,